Hello and a very good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime with me, Bihar, Gopal, and this evening we're getting you all the details on the Prime Minister's attack on the opposition days after they held a meeting in Patna. But even as the opposition is coming together to respond to the Prime Minister, the biggest headache seems to be the internal rift, all the differences that are emerging within. We're going to be telling you all about that and much more. The headlines. Prime Minister Modi takes on opposition over one nation, one law, says Supreme Court wants UCC implementation and will improve the condition of backward Muslims.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट डंडा मारती है, कह रही है कॉमन सिविल कोड लाओ, लेकिन ये वोट बैंक के भूखे लोग अगर ये मुसलमानों के सही मायने में हितैषी होते तो अधिकांश परिवार मेरे मुस्लिम भाई बहन शिक्षा में पीछे न रहते.
Opposition counters Prime Minister's Ghotala charge, says first Prime Minister must deliver promises made in 2014. TMC calls it a panic reaction. More trouble for Arvind Kejriwal, whopping 52 crores spent on CM bungalow renovations. The CAG to hold special audit. Up cries foul. Siddaramaiah government likely to form SIT to probe Bombay government's alleged scams, Bitcoin, PSI, COVID scams, allegedly to be probed. And let's begin this broadcast by getting your highlights of the Prime Minister's most aggressive attack yet on the opposition. In his nearly 2.5-hour-long address to BJP Karyakartas in Bhopal, the Prime Minister dedicated nearly 20 minutes to questioning the opposition's meeting that happened in Patna just a few days ago. If you missed out on that speech, let's take a look at this report where we cover all the highlights.
Back from the whirlwind tour of the United States and Egypt, Prime Minister Modi switched gears from diplomacy to domestic politics. Addressing a gathering of BJP workers in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh, the Prime Minister tore into mission opposition unity.
देखिए, ऐसे लोगों पर गुस्सा मत कीजिए, दया कीजिए उन लोगों पर. 2014 हो या 19, वो कितने ही घोर विरोधी थे, लेकिन उन दोनों चुनावों में हमने देखा कि इतनी छटपटाहट नहीं दिखी जितनी आज दिख रही है. जिन लोगों को कुछ लोग पहले अपना दुश्मन बताते थे, पानी पी पी कर कोसा करते थे, गालियां देते थे, अब उन लोगों को आगे जाकर वो साष्टांग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं.
The Prime Minister said that the opposition's common minimum program is to escape action against corruption.
इस बैठक में शामिल दलों के इतिहास को देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है.
He declared the only guarantee that the opposition parties have is of घोटाला or scams.
अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है, हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी. जिसने देश को लूटा है उसका हिसाब तो हो करके रहेगा.
Then came an all-out attack on dynasty politics.
आपको गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए. आपको मुलायम सिंह जी के बेटे का भला करना है तो फिर समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट दीजिए. अगर आप लालू परिवार के बेटे बेटियों को उनका भला करना चाहते हो तो आरजेडी को वोट दीजिए। आपको शरद पवार जी की बेटी का भला करना हो तो आप एनसीपी को वोट दीजिए। आपको अब्दुल्ला परिवार के बेटे का भला करना हो तो आप नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को वोट दीजिए। आपको करुणानिधि जी के बेटे बेटियों पोते पोतियों का भला करना हो तो डीएमके को वोट दीजिए।
The opposition parties were ready with the counter.
Abusing the opposition parties, they are all big leaders. They came with a great majority. He is only doing all the corrupt people. He is only doing washing machine business.
There was a time in Maharashtra when his leaders were highlighting the scams of the MLAs who are now a part of the Eknath Shinde group.
जब से पटना में पूरे देश की धड़कनें इकट्ठा हुई हैं, तब से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अमेरिका से लेके उनका दिल जो है वो पटना की मीटिंग में फंसा हुआ है।
स्वीकार करेगा।
With his aggressive attack on united opposition, the Prime Minister has clearly set the tone for a Modi versus Rest battle in 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.
तो आज मैं भी एक गारंटी देना चाहता हूं।
Now, after the Prime Minister named Sharad Pawar's daughter Supriya Sule in the list of opposition names that he mentioned and accused them of corruption, Sharad Pawar has now responded. He's in fact questioned the Prime Minister, saying there's no need for him to have mentioned Supriya Sule, saying that all of the allegations of graft are simply not true. Sharad Pawar has even said it's not fitting for a Prime Minister to make these kind of comments. He's also in fact defended the opposition meet, saying they're coming together to combat country's issues, and many are against the opposition coming together, including the BJP. Let's play out for you what Sharad Pawar has said.
क्या बोलना चाहिए, इसका एक नया नमूना देश के सामने रखा है। वहाँ जो मौजूद थे, इसमें तमिलनाडु के मुख्यमंत्री हो या अन्य कुछ राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री थे, कई भूतपूर्व मुख्यमंत्री थे जिनके हाथ में स्टेट चलाने की जिम्मेदारी है और लोगों का समर्थन है। ऐसे साथियों के बारे में इस तरह का स्टेटमेंट करना कहाँ तक सामुदायिक है, इस बारे में प्रधानमंत्री ने सोचने की आवश्यकता है कि उन्होंने एजुकेशन या इसके बारे में कुछ बातें कही है। सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट ने कितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट इस क्षेत्र में की, वो देखने के बाद ही पता लगेगा कि वो जो कहा है वो सच्चाई के आसपास नहीं है।
Let's take this across to our National Affairs Editor Rahul Srivastava, who's joining us on this broadcast. Rahul, good evening. If you look at the Prime Minister's speech and how really he's attacked the opposition, naming every single one of them, there's two core issues essentially that is used. One is corruption, the other dynasty politics. Nothing new really if you look at BJP's style of politics, but it's clear that they're sticking to that formula going into 2024 as well. All right, Rahul, I think you're muted. We're going to wait for a brief second so that you can unmute yourself and join us live here. Yes, Rahul, you can hear me? Go ahead.
See, on the 23rd, when the opposition parties met, one was wondering how Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP on the whole will react to the meeting and the calls for unity and consensus against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Apart from those statements that this was a photo op and others, I think we have a reply. We have a counter. Now, initially, one wondered that the BJP would have display some sense of jitters over the opposition coming together. It is indicative now that the Prime Minister has brought in an old playbook, and more the opposition intensifies its effort to come together, the more the attack is going to be, and the old template is going to be out. In 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and even after that in states like Uttar Pradesh and others, this dynastic politics element was very prominent. If you recall, Rahul Gandhi being targeted as Shahzada. Now, what the Prime Minister is doing, that if the BJP can actually prove that this is a gathering or coming together of struggling dynasts who are out to get to power so that they can meet their sense of entitlement. I think that's what the political template the BJP Prime Minister is throwing, and what it seems that more they try to come together, the more the BJP will harden its stand on that. Then the struggle element comes in the corruption element. In Karnataka, corruption hurt the BJP. In Madhya Pradesh, it can hurt the BJP. So before anybody could start the corruption element, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stepped in by calling that there is a corruption issue. Almost everybody, if you recall, in the coming together of the opposition, Akhilesh Yadav, Lalu Yadav's son, Lalu Yadav, Mamata Banerjee's nephew, there are a lot of cases against central agencies against these leaders in the coalition which is trying to be formed. Now, in that, the BJP can continue targeting them. But I think beyond that, the larger attempt by the government, by the BJP also very distinctly now is a sense of polarization. The polarizing element cannot be ruled out, especially in a state like Madhya Pradesh. And I was earlier saying to Shiv in the program that the BJP Prime Minister has done this in a state where the Congress is trying to enter the Hindutva gym while the BJP is flexing its saffron muscle. And that is why it makes it interesting that the UCC, the Uniform Civil Code element, has been pushed into the public. I think we'll be hearing a lot on that now.
It's a formula that's essentially worked for the BJP, so they're sticking to that time-tested one really going into 2024 as well. Thanks very much, Rahul, as always, for joining us with your perspective, with your inputs on this. So the Prime Minister referred to several big politicians, some of the biggest in the country, who were part of that opposition meet, and said if you vote for this person, ensure that their son will prosper. You're voting for their son or daughter to prosper. Who are these leaders? Well, it started with the Congress saying if you vote for Congress, Sonia's son will prosper. And this is what, in fact, the corruption cases he referred to. Rahul Gandhi is facing the National Herald case, something that the ED is currently investigating. Rahul Gandhi himself is out on bail in this case. What are, in fact, the other leaders? Who are they that Prime Minister Modi named? Why did he also name Mulayam Yadav's children? Akhilesh Yadav also faces a graft charge. He's accused in an illegal sand mining case which is also being investigated currently by central agencies. Tejasvi Yadav, Prime Minister Modi made a specific mention of Lalu and his family. Of course, Lalu's family, whether you look at Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav or his daughter, all of them have been accused in different corruption cases. Supriya Sule, Sharad Pawar, you just heard from him saying all of this is completely untrue, but Supriya Sule faces a corruption charge in a Lavasa land scam. Now, K. Kavita, Kalvakuntla Kavita Rao, daughter of KCR, has been in the news for the last many months over the Delhi liquor case. She's also been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, questioned in this particular case. But these are the names that the Prime Minister has referred to. And you look at the long list of how all of them have corruption cases against them. That's what the BJP is focusing on. It's been 4 days since the opposition meet took place in Patna. And since then, there's been one difference after another that's emerged, which begs us to ask several questions. First, if these opposition parties can actually unite in Delhi when they're bickering in different states, having very clear differences. Second, about whether a common minimum program can actually be worked out between so many parties. 2 parties, 3 parties, that's different from having so many on board. Can there be consensus on a prime ministerial phase? So far, there hasn't been, especially with so many big names and so many big leaders in the fray. Can there truly be a united front when you've got so many parties who have refused to be a part of any sort of opposition huddle? I'm talking about the BRS, the BJD, the YSRCP, and many other big regional players who have decided to skip. Will parties have to essentially compromise on their own agenda to reach any sort of middle ground, or at least to begin that conversation? We try to answer some of those questions in our next report.
Despite multiple huddles, show of unity and photo op, the big opposition push for a viable anti-Modi front for 2024 is far from turning into a reality. The disparate blocs, regional ambitions, clash of old rivals are big huddles that the opposition is finding insurmountable. From Delhi to Kerala to West Bengal to Telangana, the attempt to bring together all opposition parties is coming undone. In Delhi, it is a massive showdown between Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party over centre's ordinance. Kejriwal's party has been constantly seeking support from Congress in Rajya Sabha. But after opposition from its Delhi and Punjab units, Congress remains non-committal.
जब मुल्क के अंदर जो बड़े विषय हैं, आज संविधान की रक्षा की बात हो, कानून की रक्षा की बात हो, एजेंसियों की सुरक्षा की बात हो, आज तमाम विपक्ष एक साथ बैठकर उन पर चर्चा करता है, लेकिन अरविंद अपनी जिद पर और अपनी हट पर जो है अपने विषय पर बात करना चाहते हैं। आखिर इतनी जल्दबाजी क्यों?
मैं तो कांग्रेस पार्टी से एक ही सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी कि क्या वो देश के संविधान के साथ है, क्या वो लोकतंत्र के साथ है, क्या वो संघीय ढांचे के साथ है, या वो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ है? क्योंकि जो ऑर्डिनेंस प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी दिल्ली में चुनी हुई सरकार की ताकत खत्म करने के लिए लाए हैं, वो गैर कानूनी है, वो गैर संवैधानिक है।
Down south, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan recently arrested State Congress Chief Sudhakaran in a cheating case, sparking a full-blown political war.
ഞാൻ എന്റെ സന്നദ്ധയെ അറിയിച്ചു, ഞാൻ മാറി നിൽക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷേ നേതൃത്വം ഒറ്റക്കെട്ടായി ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നു, ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് അടക്കം ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്നു, കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യണം, നിർബന്ധമാണ്, ആവശ്യമില്ലാതെ ചിന്തിക്കരുതെന്ന് പറയുന്നു. എനിക്ക് ഒരു ഭയവുമില്ല, ഒരു ആശങ്കയില്ല, നല്ല ബോധ്യത്തിലാണ്. എന്നെ ചോദ്യം ചെയ്തതോടുകൂടി എനിക്ക് ആത്മവിശ്വാസം കൂടി, ഒരു ചുക്കും ചുണ്ണാമ്പും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല.
In West Bengal, Chief Minister Mamta, who was a part of key opposition meet in Patna, fired salvos at Congress, saying it is hand in glove with the BJP.
সিপিএম কংগ্রেস বিজেপিকে বিদায় দিন, তিনটে একজোট হয়েছে, আমরা দিল্লিতে চেষ্টা করছি বিজেপির বিরুদ্ধে মহাজোট করবার জন্য, আর এরা কালো আমায় গালাগালি দিচ্ছে, মহাঘোট করবে, মহাঘোট আমি ভেঙে দেবো।
In Telangana, BRS versus Congress erupted as several KCR loyalists joined the Congress. Telangana Chief Minister KCR went on a campaign blitz to neighbouring Maharashtra with a massive convoy of cars, drawing ire from the opposition Mahagadi.
तेलंगाना में इस प्रकार से राजनीति हो रही है और उसका बदला आप महाराष्ट्र में लेने जा रहे हो, तो मैं कहूँगा आप बीजेपी के लिए काम करें। आप बीजेपी की बी टीम, अगर केसीआर जी है ऐसे ही नौटंकी करते रहे तो तेलंगाना में हार जाएंगे, और वो हार के डर से वो महाराष्ट्र में घुस रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Modi and BJP rubbed in the internal discord, terming the opposition a group of corrupt, aligning only to escape centre's anti-corruption crackdown.
कई लोग जो जमानत पर चल रहे हैं, जो घोटालों के आरोपी हैं, जिनके ऊपर भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप है, ऐसे लोग उन लोगों से जाकर मिल रहे हैं जो सजा काट रहे हैं या जेल में से अनुभव लेकर के आए हैं.
Is the Modi versus the rest battle for 2024 a non-starter? Bureau Report, India Today.
To focus particularly on two issues right now. One of the problem that the Congress faces with regards to what's happening in Kerala, and second, KCR's mega campaign in Maharashtra right now. So let's begin with the Kerala Congress. Rahul Gautam is getting us those updates. Rahul, good evening. You know, Rahul Gandhi has put out a tweet yesterday in which he's backed the Kerala Congress unit. But there will be questions on how days ago you were standing with the left leaders and now you're condemning them.
Well, it is very ironical that, the same opposition parties were taking vows to fight against the BJP. At the same time, they're also calling each other the B team of BJP. And now the same thing is happening in Kerala also, which seems to be imploding and showing cracks in opposition unity. Now, the Congress leaders are accusing CPM government of harassing, the Congress leaders. They are saying that the CPM government in Kerala is resorting to witch hunt. In fact, they said, the Congress leaders, that what Modi government is doing at central level, the same thing is now happening in Kerala also, where CPM is misusing agencies, particularly like police, to arrest, their leaders. So it seems that the opposition camp is not on the same page when it comes to, aligning. And it seems that there are many issues which needs to be ironed before they come together at national level. I myself spoke with Mr. V.D. Satishan, who is the CLP leader of Kerala. In fact, he said that I came all the way from Kerala, Trivandrum, to national capital to complain Rahul Gandhi and High Command about the high-handedness of
and Rahul
Kerala
Gandhi
police
has
and
taken note of it. But the concern is that Rahul Gandhi hasn't commented about whether this means that the left and Congress will still align when it comes to the national election, and how can that really be? Now, it's a similar predicament when you look at what's happening in Telangana, because there it's another headache for the opposition essentially. Abdul Bashir is joining us live. Abdul, tell us what really KCR's strategy is. He's made it very clear he's not going to be part of any united front because he harbors prime ministerial ambitions. 2024, he is eyeing that big battle.
See, in a bid to expand his party from more than Telangana, which was earlier in Telangana itself, the TRS Telangana Rashtra Samiti has now become Bharat Rashtra Samiti, where KCR has stepped out of Telangana and now he is moved on to Maharashtra, where recently he has inaugurated his party office in Nagpur, and now he is on a two-day visit to the Padanpur district of Maharashtra, where he is on a temple visit. He along with his cabinet ministers, MPs, MLAs have headed with a 600-car convoy in which they are taking part for this pilgrimage. So this situation comes after the all opposition meet that has taken place, where KCR has skipped the meeting, and after boycotting several of the central meetings of the BJP government, now KCR's party is opting to attend the meetings that are being held by the central government. So this move can be seen. However, the MVA, the Mahavikas Aghadi, has questioned the intentions of KCR for his entry into Maharashtra, where what is his intention? Has he come to divide votes? This is what the Mahavikas Aghadi has questioned. So right now, KCR has not given a clarity about the upcoming polls, whether he's going with the BJP.
So let's see how it really plays
Congress.
out. But there will be questions about whether KCR can really balance the Telangana election and a national election. Thanks very much, Abdul, as well as Rahul Gautam, for joining us with all of those details.